Hi everyone, this is Daphne with Mastery Magic, and today we are going to be solving a problem. It says calculate the x and y intercepts of an equation. So let me give an example. Let's say we have an equation of a line that is given by 3x minus 4y equals minus 6. And they want us to find the x and y intercepts. X and y intercepts simply means where the line cuts the x-axis and where the line cuts the y-axis. Wherever the line will cut the y-axis, it is called the y-intercept. Wherever the line cuts the x-axis, is going to be called the x-intercept. For instance, if I imagine that I have a graph, this is not the exact line for this equation. I'm just going to draw a line. This point is the x-intercept, and this point is going to be called the y-intercept. So if they want us to find the x and the y-intercept, they want us to find the value of x at this point and the value of y at this point. You can realize that, or you can see that at this point here, the value of y will be 0, and at this point here, the value of x will be 0. So whenever you want to find the x and the y-intercept, you have to substitute 0 in the place of, for example, I'm looking for the x-intercept. Let's say x-intercept implies y equal to 0. So I'm now going to use y equal to 0 and submit it in our initial equation, and I will look for the value of x. That will give me the x-intercept. That means if I do that, I will have 3x minus 4 times 0 equals minus 6, or negative 6. 3x will be equals negative 6 because 4 times 0 is 0. And I can divide through by 3. I will have 3x divided by 3 equals negative 6 divided by 3. And I will see that x will become negative 2. That is the x-intercept. That means when y equals 0, x equals 2. Now, for the y-intercept, that means implies x equals 0. Now I will do the same thing. I'll go back to the initial equation and substitute x equals 0. That means I'll have 3 times 0 minus 4y equals negative 6. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 4y equals negative 6. This implies that negative 4y equals negative 6. And you can see that if I multiply both sides, or if I divide both sides by negative 1, this negative will go. Or I can still just leave it like that. And I will say, let me divide through by negative 4. I will have negative 4y divided by negative 4 equals negative 6 divided by negative 4. And the negative 4 cancels here, making y equals negative cancels negative 4, 6 divided by 4. And I can simplify this knowing that these numbers, there's a common factor which is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So y is equal to this. So I can divide this by 2 and I'll have that. So when x equals 0, y equals 3 divided by 2. That means we can have the point 0, 3 over 2. So that is how we find the x and the y intercepts. I'm going to do another one, hoping that it helps. Okay, I just thought of something. Let me use these points now to draw the line. Remember that up here I just did an imaginary line. It wasn't the line for the graph for this line. I did an imaginary graph of up here, So let me now draw the graph, knowing that the x-intercept knowing that we have just calculated the x-intercept to be negative 2, 0. To be negative 2, 0. And the y-intercept is 0, 3, and 2. That means I can draw a graph. Know that my graph is not going to be to scale because I'm not using a graphing paper. So I am going to do imaginary, let's say 1, 2, 3. 1. So 1, 2, 3. Negative 1, negative 2. And here I will do 1, 2. Now, negative 2, 0 is, I move negative 2 on the x-axis. This is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. So I move negative 2, starting from 0. 1, negative 2, I am here. So I mark this. And then I go to the y-intercept is 0, meaning x equal to 0, y equal to 3 over 2. 3 over 2 is 1/2. So this is 1 and this is half of the line. See, I tried to do my drawing in a way that it will be easy for me. And now I can use a roller or a clean hand. My line might not be perfectly straight, but just give me a minute. So I can use maybe a pencil like this, and I link the 2 points to have my straight line. So this is the line that represents the equation we just had. Remember, the equation was 3x minus 4y equals negative 6. That's the line, and those are the intercepts. Okay, I hope that this helped. Watch out for a second. Okay, let me just do the second example on this same video. Second example, let's consider another equation of the line, or maybe 2x plus 4y equals 8. Now, if we are asked to find the y and the x intercepts and to draw the line. So find x, y intercepts and graph the line. So now, what do? We know that the x-intercept is when y equals 0. Solution. Y equals 0. implies, I'll put it in this equation. Or maybe let me make it cleaner. So 2x plus 4y equals 8. I'm going to call this equation 1 so that I will not keep saying the first equation. So x-intercept implies y equals 0. Now I will put y equals 0 in equation 1. That implies 2x plus 4 times 0 equals 8. This means 2x equals 8 because 4 times 0 is 0. This means if I divide through by 2, I will have x equals 4. So the point for the y-intercept is 4, 0. Excuse me, for the x-intercept. Now, y-intercept. We have said it means x equals 0. That means if I put x equals 0 in equation 1, so putting x equals 0 in 1, it means that we will have, this is equation 1 here. It means 2 times 0 plus 4y equals 8. 2 times 0 is 0. So now we are left with 4y equals 8. If I divide both sides by 4, I will have 4y divided by 4 equals 8 divided by 4. This will mean that this implies y equals 2. So I have had my y-intercept. Y-intercept to be equals 0, 2. And now I can go ahead and graph my line. I will try. I'm just using a free hand. You have to try to graph your line as neat as possible. Use a ruler, not a free hand like I'm doing. So I will do 1, 2, 3, 4. And for the y-axis, 1, 2. This is the y-axis, and this is the x-axis. So now remember, for the x-intercept, we had the point 4, 0. This is it right here, 4, 0. Which is right here, 4, 0. Account 4 points to the x-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, and no distance to the y-axis. Then for the y-intercept, we have 0, 2. 0, we are here, and 2 is over here. And so we connect our 2 points with a ruler. I'm sorry, I'm using a pencil, but I try to connect it with a ruler and make it as straight as possible. And so that is the equation of the line, and I can actually write the line by it. 2x plus 4y equals 8 with the x and the y intercept. Mind you, another thing that these points on this line can help you do is to find the slope of this line. They can ask you to find the slope of a line without giving you the equation, by giving you just the graph. And we will do that in the next video. Thank you. I hope this helped. Please like, share, ask questions, and keep helping yourself. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.